What up, though? Welcome to the court of public opinion, where truth is sexy and it's okay to judge some. Just be careful not to condemn unjustifiably. I'm your host, Demetrius, and I cannot wait to get into this episode's topic. I heard we might be boycotting some shit, and I'm down. If you know me, you know I'm down with a boycott. And it makes sense because why are we spending our money with these people who are white supremacists, sexist, homophobic, and I can go on and on. I could do the whole damn show about what these people are exactly. But why are we giving our money to these individuals to go out and enact policies, take their racism, patriarchy, sexism, homophobia, and hate and execute that in the world? Why are we funding that? So this is something that's been coming. And for those who aren't like, well, you know, we're not that way. But you're allying yourself with them because you're allowing them to push you around and get rid of programs that you allegedly believed in. And yeah, I'm talking about DEI, which is what they're calling it now. Previously, it was affirmative action. Before that, it was called the right thing to do when you've done a bunch of wrong shit. But that being said, DEI is not even about just black people. It's about any group, any individual who has been, how can I put this, the victim of systematic racism, patriarchy, any type of system of oppression. That's what it's for. And it's trying to correct the harms that have occurred and, check this out, will occur. Because while everyone has this problem with DEI, no one has any problems with WSP. And you might wonder, well, Demetrius, what is a WSP? That's a white supremacy program because that's what's in our system. And in our system, when I'm talking about our system, I'm talking about our way of life in America. Now, that being said, people may say, or they may allege, or they may put forth the argument like, oh, no, those programs don't exist. I saw a cartoon, and I love this cartoon because the cartoon has a white dude talking to a black woman. And I believe, and I'm paraphrasing this from memory, you all. The white dude says to the black woman, how does it feel to get a job because of your race and gender? Right? And she says, I don't know. You tell me. Because we don't talk about those programs. And when I look, whether we're talking about all these people, because I've seen the list of the people who work for Doge, right? I didn't see no black people. One, I saw some Indians. I saw some Indians, and the rest just white people, right? And nobody's talking about, well, why are these the people that are hired? Because while they try to state like, oh, well, you know, when it comes to DEI, there's a lowering of standards, which is not true. When you speak to people in corporate who are either in charge of these programs or they run at their companies and you ask them, did you lower your standards? They're like, no, we just broaden where we recruit instead of simply going to, let's say, Wharton Business School, because I've been to a recruiting fair there. Instead of just going there, we're going to the Black MBA conference. We're going to the Black Engineers Conference. We're going to Tennessee State. We're going to Howard. We're going to Morehouse. We're just broadening the pool. We're giving people a chance. That's what we want. Often, and I'm just going to say it, we talk about America competing with China and what have you, right? Like, oh, we got to compete with China. Okay, let's say that we do. What inherent advantage does the United States currently have against China? Diversity. There's a reason why Chinese music is not hitting like hip hop music, right? Black folk. There are reasons why certain things in America are better. right? Because we're pulling people in from all over the world, and that's ingrained in our actual culture. And when you mash up people with all these different ideas, with all of this different knowledge and experience from different areas, you get synergies that you can't get when your population is more homogeneous. But we're taking that away for the sake of propping up people who cannot compete with excellent people who happen to be female, who happen to be black, who happen to be brown, who happen not to be white folk. And this is continuing amongst companies like the one that we're planning to boycott right now. And I'm on board with it. Target. I'm old, man. I'm old enough to remember when Target wasn't even a separate company. With Target, I believe it was part of Marshall Fields, which became part of Macy's. Now we're getting into the what I call the wow. Who owns what? And let me just check. I want to check really fast about the history of Target. And while I do that, I'm going to talk about what we're going to review today, because I was watching a podcast, and I think it was Joe Budden's podcast, and Ice and Mark Lamont Hill were talking about the Target boycott. And Ice at the time, I believe he said that, oh, they're just switching it from his understanding. And to be fair, he may not have read it all. It may have been what he's heard or what have you. They're just switching to something called beyond the, belonging at the bullseye, or something like that, because DEI has become too charged. Now, what the hell does that mean? It's become too charged. That means basically a bunch of white people don't like it. And so, and you know how and when I say a bunch of white people, I'm not talking about about 47% of white people who are allies. I'm talking about that other 53% that I'm like, man, y'all just racist. That's really what y'all just racist. And y'all, for some reason, don't want to admit that or think that it's a way to ease us into a more extreme form of white supremacy in America without everybody losing their damn heads about it. That could very well be it. But at the end of the day, you're not the heroes in this story. and that's important. That's important. I had a conversation with someone the other day. They said something about how much they love art, right? But they also said that, something to the effect of not being a feminist or something like that. Now, for me, that's an easy road into becoming a supporter of white supremacy as well as supporting patriarchy. It's a real easy. It's a slippery slope. It's a thin line, whatever the hell you want to call it. Yeah, I'm gonna get to the Target thing. I gotta tell this story and then make a segue into that. But check this out. So I'm like, oh, okay, but you claim to love art. And it was like, yeah, I love art. I was like, well, think about this. For the most part, unless it's propaganda or the artist is being forced to engage in a narrative that is oppressive, for the most part, have you ever noticed that artists are always trying to fight injustice or promoting freedom? Whenever you really talk to an artist or what have you, it's always something about the human condition, breaking free, being more the oppressed. I'm like, so if you are a true fan of art, shouldn't you feel the same way? Because you're drawn to this. And the person, to their credit, thought about it. I was like, I never thought about it like that. I was like, think about this. If you're not a feminist, right? Who is the hero in that story in which you would occupy in regards to patriarchy? On which side do you think the hero falls? And really think about that. Because when I look at like white supremacists in this country, who voted for, and I don't really like saying the dude's name, but who voted for him, I'm like, do you think you the hero in this story? If this was a Marvel movie, do you think you're part of the Avengers? Who do you think that I am a part of. Exactly. Because you got the money, you got the guns, at least the bigger guns, and you got control. Who do you think the Avengers are going to fight on the side of? And I know people say like everybody's a hero in their own story. These people know that. They know that they aren't. They know that they aren't. And that's why you see them doing mental acrobats in order to justify bullshit. But then we get to the point where certain people are engaged in cowardice, where it's like, Target? Why would y'all had some of the best DEI programs. You serve, and you've been that way even when you would, and bringing in Black businesses into your store. So why? And you didn't make missteps. You didn't make missteps. I can't remember ever thinking about not shopping at Target. Because when you walk in, I felt like home. You go, didn't we call it Target? Because got a little swag to it. And then this, it reminds me of like seeing Snoop do the thing. And I'm not, that's a whole nother show for me to go through. I ain't going through that right now. It's like, you don't do this. Snoop don't make missteps. He don't. But we see it happen, and it hurt. And with Target, it hurt. It hurt a lot. But what we're going to do today is we're going to go through the announcement. And this is from Target's website. It's dated January 24th, 2025. And break down their announcement of how they tried to finesse us in regards to them getting rid of DEI. And we just go break it down. That's it. That's it. And because like getting back to what I said with ICE, I don't want people to have a misconception as to why we are coming for Target in the way that we are coming for Target. And I like the way that this boycott is progressing, where I'm now, and I have to check this. I don't know what everybody's saying. I don't think we should do everybody at once. We shouldn't boycott everyone at once. But for lack of a better term, we need to target certain businesses, get what we want, and then move on. And if we don't get it, we just don't shop there. But at the end of the day, we hold all the power in that it's our money. Once we earn it, we ain't got to spend the shit. We can just keep it. We can just sit on it. We can go spend it someplace else. We don't have to go to Target. Hell, if you, because think, this is theory. This is protest theory, right? And I've been involved in protests all my life and studied it from activists like Noam Chomsky and whatever. I agree with the belief that we ask for too little. You know, if you send me, and this comes from me negotiating, if you send me to the negotiating table and if we're trying to get 50% more, I'm asking for 150, and I'm not even hoping for the 50% more. I want 150% more. And I'm really seriously, that's what I'm trying to get. So when it comes to activism, break them. But straight up, if there's stock, and I can't remember what it's at, I think it might have been 135. If that shit goes down to $20 and we're spending money at Walmart, and they go, let's say Target went totally out of fucking business. Good. Then after they're out, okay, who we go target next? Let's go to Walmart. That to me, trying to do them all at the same time, I don't think that's going to work unless we're saying we're not spending anything anywhere beyond local retailers, beyond people not within this particular group or Black, women owned. If that's what we're saying, that's cool too. But I don't think it's a good strategy to target everyone. Target one at a time. That also helps us work out this frustration that we have as we watch people come and try to just pretty much cause chaos and tear down the country so they can take the money, the savings, which is what I think is about to happen, take the savings if there is any savings, and fund tax cuts for people rich and white who already have plenty of damn money. Plenty of money. So let's get into this letter. So it is entitled Targets Belonging at the Bullseye Strategy. It is straight from the corporate Target website. Here we go. We remain focused on driving our business by creating a sense of belonging for our team, guests, and communities through a commitment to inclusion. Okay, that sounds nice. I like that. Maybe we shouldn't be boycotting them. This sounds good. And I haven't read this whole thing. This is my first time going through it. So I'm looking for the bullshit. Belonging for all is an essential part of our team and culture, helping fuel consumer relevance and business results. I like that. Helping fuel consumer relevance and business results. That sounds nice. Like they want me to feel like I'm relevant, like I matter. Okay, all right. Or wait, belonging. No, yeah, belonging for all is an essential part of our team and culture, helping fuel consumer relevance and business results. It seems like diversity is very important to Target. Okay. In every area of our business, we are constantly listening, learning, and adjusting to set ourselves up for long-term success. As we start a new fiscal year, we're continuing to shape the next chapter of belonging at the bullseye. Okay. Our strategy is rooted in our team. We recruit, retain team members who represent the communities we serve and fuel a culture where everyone has access to opportunity and growth, enabling our team to deliver business results. Our guests, we aim to create joyful experiences through an assortment of products and services that help all guests feel seen and celebrated. I like that because as a Black person, the feel seen is something that came out of our discussions with people outside of the culture about how we feel, what we want. So when I see seen and celebrated, I also think of Cool in the Game. But it feels very like, oh, y'all been talking to, y'all know some Black people, you know what we want. It feels good. Okay. All guests feel seen and celebrated, increasing relevancy with consumers. Okay. I think that is about them. Like, oh, if we make people feel seen and celebrated, it makes us more relevant in their lives, which, makes us make money. I get that because at the end of the day, we don't think Target is here out of benevolence, like just total benevolence. Target is here because this is the way that they have chosen to make money. We all choose a way to make money, right? And whatever your thing is, you think that is your pathway to either success if you're already there, more success, or it jives with your spirit. So you're like, and when I say jives with your spirit, it means you feel okay doing it, where it doesn't piss you off. And that's regardless to whatever your job may be, whether you're white collar, blue collar, hell, even if your job is asking for money on the street, you have found I'm hesitant to say that somebody who is begging. I put it like, because sometimes you're in that position because you're in that position. That being said, for those who are not, this is your pathway to success, whatever that may be in your mind. And it helps you continue going as a human, And I know with Target, this is what they have chosen. Like, we want to sell these products to people. This is the experience that we want. And I look like I work at Target right now. This is the experience we want to give to people. Cool. For money. That's cool. Our communities, we build deep and lasting relationships with the communities we serve, driving impact, economic vitality, and connection that fuels loyalty. That's right. That is very much true. Target has set up experiences and brands that make us loyal to them. They're right. I was very loyal to Target, where it's a stop where Target enjoyable experience to enter, to be a part of. And yeah, if you give me a choice of something being at Target versus something being at Walmart, I was going to go to Target every time. Now, I will tell you one thing I don't like. Over the years, because of the success of Amazon, I have noticed that Target didn't have a lot of shit. Where it's like, and they would literally tell me, you go in, you look for, I can't think of it now because, I get so much from Amazon, but have been times where they told me like, oh, we don't have that. You need to go to Amazon for that. And I'm like, what? Are y'all with Amazon? And they're like, no, it's just, and I figured it out on my own. Some things just don't sell in volume at Target. So that's where you got to go. Okay, cool, whatever. But that has started happening. Nevertheless, I don't know if it's nevertheless or nonetheless, whatever the case. I was like, I'm still loyal to Target. Get my politician thing on. I was still loyal to Target. Now, throughout 2025, we'll be accelerating action in key areas and implementing changes with the goal of driving growth and staying in step with the evolving external landscape. All right. What does that mean? That's when I'm reading that, I get nervous because we only know one thing that happened that should change how we view 2025 and how Target's goals should change. Old boy was elected. That's what I'm gonna call him. Old boy. Old boy was elected with his homeboy. He brought his homeboy with him, right? We know that's the only thing that happened. So ain't changed. Black folks still catching hell in America, right? White supremacy as a system still exists in America and still serves to oppress the same groups that it was designed to oppress. We still, because ain't nobody gave me no reparations. Honestly, if I got reparations, I might shut the up about everything. I would. If y'all just go ahead and give what is owed. No, not even give. Relinquish what is owed to black folk. I might shut the up about everything if that original sin was righted. But that being said, nothing has changed. The same things that inspired Target to initiate DEI programs, and I'm not changing no more names either for white people who get sensitive. I'm not changing critical race theory. Yes, I believe white supremacy is interwoven with every institution in America. I'm not about to act like it's not, so y'all stop banning books. No, we're not doing that. I'm not changing diversity, equity, and inclusion into something else so some white people feel good about it. Fuck that. I'm not doing that either. We there, because we could have kept it affirmative action if that was the case. So getting back to this whole evolving internal landscape. So that's somebody in corporate speak telling you, hey, this dude got elected president now. So we think him and the people who follow him, we think they feel this way. So we about to get rid of all this stuff. That's why I feel like the evolving landscape. So you know what? I can evolve the landscape too. You know how I can do that? I can stop giving you my damn money, right? That could be the evolving landscape. Since you care so much about what they think, let them buy your shit. That's how I see it. Let them buy your shit, right? Get your money from them since you care so much about what they think. And you tell me how that goes for you, not because it's gonna bring me back, because I want to have shits and giggle laughs about it. But let's see, I could be wrong. Maybe Target is saying we go double down because of what's going on. We will continue to monitor and adjust as needed. Okay, all right. That makes me nervous too. And right now, y'all know I'm always in a different location, so you might hear some party reveling or something like that, not too far away. You know, if it was, I would show y'all, but it's hard to, do this and then be like, hey, check this out. But that'll be on the Patreon or whatever, recording spaces and all this. But getting back to this, we will continue to monitor and adjust as needed. Monitor what? Y'all want to see if we catch it? What, is there a hell meter for black people, women, all of those who deserve the diversity, equity, and inclusion, who have been prevented, who have been barred, who have been, what's the word for, locked out of receiving such? Am I missing something? What is there to monitor as needed? So, okay. So maybe I am missing something. I don't know. Let us continue. Current actions include, and this is where, okay, I see. Concluding our 3-year diversity, equity, and inclusion goals. Concluding those. Okay. So I'm like, so did you make the change that you feel you needed to make? Is that what you're telling me? Everything is all good now, so we're going to stop. Why would you? Because I'm thinking as an executive, because all these companies, there are human beings behind it. I think as an executive, I'm like, so what happened? Did you see old boy get elected and say everything is fine? Did we forget about what happened on January 6th? Did we forget about what happened in 2020? I got to check something. Okay. I just had to check something about, because I wanted to know who owns Target. And it looks like, I'm getting back. I'm not going to lose the spot. I promise you, I'm going to circle back. The Vanguard Group owns 9.8%. State Street Corporation owns 7.7%. And BlackRock Incorporated owns another 7%. Collectively, institutional investors own approximately 80% of Target shares, while individual insiders hold about 1% and retail investors about 18%. So mostly, large investment institutions own Target. Yeah. And their chairman is a guy by the name of, I'm assuming, Brian C. Cornell. Yeah. And serves as the chairman and chief executive officer of Target. So what I'm wondering is, did Brian say, I wonder if Brian was either at Trump's inauguration, if he saw it and said, yeah, we need to get rid of all of the programs that we thought we should institute after we saw a black man die with a white knee on his neck because we have achieved the goal of doing right by black people. We done that. So we gonna stop that. I'm trying to figure out what happens, because in my mind, what I think happens is it's a thing of, oh yeah, I think they got the power now. Let's switch to their side now. Let's be on that side. So what the was you doing? Let's be on their side now. I feel like what happens is that people don't stand for shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, you just on whatever side is winning. You a free agent it's like if basketball season start, you ain't got no team and you don't stick with the team. You're just a free agent. You go wherever. That's what it is. So, okay. But I stand for shit. And, clearly given that black people voted how we voted, the majority of us, if you put them together, what is it, about 90%, something like that? Where black women voted allegedly 92% against old boy and for Kamala, and black men voted according to, I think it's, and I quoted D.L. Hughley on this. I could be wrong, but let's say it's somewhere between 78 and 86%. Either way, overwhelming majority. What is it about black people where we're like, nah, that ain't the move? What is it that we see that can't nobody else see? What is it? I don't know. But clearly, Target ain't seeing the shit either, because I don't even want to go to the next one. Because you said we're concluding our 3-year diversity, equity, and inclusion goals. You didn't say we achieved them. You said we're concluding them. Because old boy won. So that means the majority of white people are in favor of this. So we go. And it don't matter if the majority of white people are right or wrong. It don't matter what it is that they're in favor of. It don't matter that they're supporting the white supremacists. We go roll with it. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? What? And you go through Target, all you see, if you go through Target, it's plenty of Marvel shit. Because I feel like, and the reason that I bring up Marvel and art, it's like people are taking in this creativity and this art that talks about justice. And then they're taking it through their white supremacist lens. and when it comes back out, it is justice, freedom for white people, not the rest. And we can't get you to change with the art. It's just what I think sometimes. And so I'm trying to remind people what the art is saying that you're taking in. Like, even if we start talking about religion and what would Jesus do? Do you think that's what Jesus would do? That Jesus would say is for the white people? Never mind the fact that I don't think Jesus was white. Let's take the color out of it just for this one, for this part. Do you think that is what Jesus would say? Let me go to the next slide. Concluding our racial equity action and change REACH initiatives in 2025 as planned. Now that is we will go do this anyway. Why are you announcing it? If you was going to do it anyway, then when you announced it the first time, it should be there. You ain't even got to say nothing. Say nothing. Say less. Shut the hell up. But no. You're trying to send a message to old boy. Like, no, we good. We got you. We heard you. And that's okay with you. That's cool. And you ain't got no shame. You don't feel, how do you sleep? How do you sleep? Next line. Ensuring our employee resource groups, our communities fully focused on development and mentorship. These communities will continue to be open to all. So, and that's like, okay, well, now let's throw them a bone. We go roll this back, right? But we gonna still do all of this. Y'all hear? Y'all hear? I can't wink. If I could wink out, hold up. That's how I have to wink. I cannot wink. I can roll my tongue. Can't wink though. So just take it my word. Wink, wink. No, ain't no wink, wink. We're not down. No, I don't know. No, I don't know. No. Because we were talking about loyalty. And I think, is it 21 Savage? 21 Savage got this song where he said he cared more about loyalty than love. And let me say this. When that thing happened with 21 Savage and getting deported, and I found out that he was British at first, I was like, what the fuck? But then when I found out that it was because in his music he took a political stand on something, and basically old boy's previous administration tried to hem him up for that, I was like, that's all right. I'm with you. I feel you. And so that's why I'm quoting him now about how important loyalty is, because people, and I like what he pointed out in this song. I forget the name of the song. Oh, let me look it up, because it is a good song. It's called A Lot with J. Cole. And he came with it on this one. Love is just a feeling. You can love somebody and still stab them in their back. It don't take much to love. You can love somebody just by being attached. See, loyalty is an action. Loyalty is an action. You can love or hate me, still have my back. That's what I'm talking about. So that's what, when you say loyalty, that's what I think about. That's what black people think about. This is not loyalty. Oh boy, ain't even do nothing but get elected. He hadn't even been in office that long. And you like, oh, y'all niggas, everybody for themselves. Damn. This came off. Everybody for themselves. Hey. No DEI here. No DEI here. That's how it felt. Oh God. Okay, where we at? Okay. further evaluating our corporate partnerships to ensure they are directly connected to our roadmap for growth. Okay. Now that to me sounds like they might get rid of some black suppliers. That's what it sounds like to me. I could be wrong. I don't know what this means. Evaluating our corporate partnerships to ensure they are directly connected to our roadmap for growth. See, this is the thing when it comes to business. What I say is this: it can't all be about money. It didn't used to be that way. The change occurred, I want to say, in the 1980s when everything became about shareholder value. I need to check that though. Let's see. Pre-70s. Before the 70s, U.S. often prioritized a shareholder approach. Milton Friedman doctrine, the rise. Okay, during the Reagan era, deregulation, tax policies, and rise of corporate raiders accelerated the focus on stock prices. That's what I remember. And don't get me wrong, it always predates it. Any movement or change in philosophy or policy, there's always a precursor. And that precursor, like in this case, occurs 10 to 20 years before that, right? So it's like once we got focused on shareholder value, it's like it's just about making money. And it should be about, we come together in a civilization, in a society, whether that's as countries or what have you, in order to make life better for one another, for not only humanity, but hell, we keep pets, even for animals, for everybody, for existence. That's why we're coming together. So you and your corporation should want to contribute to society in a positive way. Does this seem positive? When we see old boy elected, does that seem positive to you? Like it's going to make the world better? Then why in the hell are you supporting that? I think when it comes to capitalism, because we don't even have pure capitalism, because the scales are always tipped too much. It's not real, like enough real straight up competition. It's not, we don't have that. But the problem, capitalism, and the problem that I see with capitalism is that it is a economic system that occupies like this Goldilocks zone where it's focused on money until it meets up with white supremacy. And then it's no longer capital. We don't practice capitalism. And don't get me wrong, in the right way, in its pure form, or in its fair form, or in its just form. And don't get me wrong, if you give me a choice between a capitalist system and a socialist system, I'm going to say we should do a hybrid, because capitalism in its purest form is not pure, or whatever form is not the only way to live, nor is socialism. I like a mixture because I see different things in each. But that being said, when it comes to capitalism, once it meets up with white supremacy, it's no longer about money, because diversity actually brings in more money. So it's not really about that. But in this case, to me, it's about cowardice. It's what it's about. It's about we on the team of whoever's winning, and we have no core values that we believe in to the extent that we're willing to sacrifice a scintilla of profit, right? Because that's what this is saying, but that's not really what it's about. Because you're going to sacrifice profit doing this dumb shit. You making money, which is one reason why Costco said we not doing this stupid shit. We making money how we making money. We're not doing this. We like what we got going on. You should have said the same thing. Should have said the same thing. Unless Costco has changed and said they're rolling back. Let me check. I don't think they have. Has Costco changed its DEI policies? Despite pressures from various entities, including a proposal from the National Center for Public Policy Research and a letter from 19 state attorneys general urging the cessation of DEI initiatives, Costco has maintained its commitment to these programs and said, y'all can kick rocks. They didn't say that. But I'm like, come on, Costco, that's what's up. Target, why didn't you do that? What you believe in? Who do you love? We see. Let me get back to this about this very loyal company whose back I am kicking in right now. Further evaluating our corporate partnerships. Okay, stopping all external diversity-focused surveys, including HRC's Corporate Equality Index. I don't think I even know what the hell that is. HRC's. It's a Corporate Equality Index. They got CEI is an annual benchmarking report developed by the Human Rights Campaign Foundation to evaluate and promote LGBTQ workplace equality within major U.S. businesses. Established in 2002, the CEI assesses companies based on their policies and practices related to LGBTQ employees, consumers, and investors. Damn. So, and this is what I say when it comes to DEI. When we started this, I was like, we're talking about all oppressed groups. We're talking about all marginalized groups. We're talking about all the groups who have to stay on the other side of the gate looking in. That's what we're talking about. So y'all, damn. Y'all can't even do a survey about how y'all are treating LGBTQ people. Y'all can't even do the survey. The survey don't mean you gotta do nothing. It just lets you know what's going on. So now, in addition to not being loyal, you don't want to know what's going on either. I don't know. I did see something about the Latin freeze where there's a group of Latin Americans who are saying they go pretty much boycott too. I hope that there is also a movement amongst the LGBTQ community to say we're not with Target. We should all be convergent, as well as allies of each of these groups. If you ain't down with old boy and the white supremacy, you should be in on this boycott. Stop with Target. Stop it. And I know people are like, well, what is going to be successful? What is the point of this? What the point of this? In addition to wanting the programs back, increase the whatever goals you had before, increase. I'm trying to figure out how to phrase that. Increase those goals, not if they're percentages or whatever the hell the goals are. I want to see higher goals set. So I want you not only to achieve those benchmarks, but increase the benchmarks that you need to achieve. And then we will consider coming back. But if not, break them until the stock price hits -2. Don't shop there. That's how I see it. That's how I'm going to approach it. Because we got one more. I ain't realized that. Evolving our supplier diversity team to supplier engagement to better reflect our inclusive global procurement process across a broad range of suppliers, including increasing our focus on small businesses. So I wonder who they think stupid. Who do they think that us, and when I say us, that's a nod to the not like us. They think us. They think we stupid, or they think old boy stupid. And I don't know. I don't know, because what they're trying to do is say, like I said, that wink wink shit, where it's like, look, what we gonna do here is we gonna change all the names, and we gonna stop that one. We gonna start it this way. We don't believe you. We don't believe you, because this is not even necessary. This is not necessary. What you scared? What do you think is gonna happen? What is the point? This is what I always say. What is the point of having fuck you money if you never say fuck you? You Target. It's like, we're not doing it. Just like Costco said, we're Costco. We don't care. This is how we run our business. This is how we make our money. And guess what? This is how we sleep at night. We said we're going to do this. We like our diversity programs. We like the people that we have working at Costco. If you don't like it, Go shop someplace else. That's your right. I believe that's your right. Just for the supporters of Old Boy too. If they don't want to shop at Costco, don't. That make the checkout easier for me to get out. Don't. That's your right. Now, do I think it's wrong? Yes, I think it's wrong. I think white supremacy is wrong. I think patriarchy is wrong. I think gay hate is wrong. All that shit is wrong. You can't think that is right. There's no way that you can think that is right. And you can think that you like the benefits, it feels good, but you don't think that shit is right. And the reason that I say this is when you think some shit is right, especially when Old Boy has been elected, you don't walk around with masks and shit on. You out there bold, like this is what should be going on. But we have a canon of art. We have a canon of comics. We have a canon of movies, TV shows, films, radio shows, content that we know how to philosophy to distinguish between right and wrong. The only thing, because I've had this conversation with many people, and I say we know when we're doing right, we know when we're doing wrong, but what we want are certain results, and so we're like we can ignore and switch and turn off as we need to get the result in order to engage in the behavior that is going to give us the dopamine hit that we want. We know how to do that. And don't get me wrong, some people are stupid as they don't know what the hell they're saying. There's always that. But but the majority of people, they know. They don't give a shit. Like with this thing that's going on with Target. This didn't even have to happen. You could have just said we got no comment about our DEI programs. This is our new spring line. You could have said anything. This right here, people are such sheep where I'm like, I don't even know if they have good sense. Did y'all think that? Because I've seen a few people where it's like, did y'all think that Old Boy was going to be elected and all these people that have supported you all these years was somehow we were like, okay, well, if they're going to do that, of course we're going to boycott you. Then you think that's what we do. We've been waiting. A lot of us have been waiting on the excuse to not spend money. This is easy. So wait a second. And for the people who are like, man, I'm not boycotting Target. I'm not doing that. Why not? Buy your shit someplace else. And it's not to say, because Target isn't the only one. They're just right now because I think Amazon, Walmart, and a few others. We'll get to them. But right now, this is where the focus is. At least on the Court of Public Opinion podcast. This is where the focus is. Right. Because you're being judged. And at some point, it's not Judgment Day. I'm going to do a whole list of shit that we're going to rule on in one day. There's a lot of cases on the docket. Now, as far as how people feel out in the streets, that's what the Court of Public Opinion is about. How do people, because in the court of law, Target can do this. There's nothing illegal about it. They can do it. But in the Court of Public Opinion, they're going to lose. They're going to lose. Because all the people who supported Old Boy are not about to start buying shit at Target just because Black people, Latin people, gay people, trans people, queer people, allies, women, stop shopping at Target. They're not about to say, oh, let's go save Target. They don't give a shit about Target. They don't care. They don't care. Target is our vibe. It's our shit. And I know Target's like, yeah, all the communities we serve. Target, no, it's so much more Black flavor running around there. And I'm trying to, now the thing that I wrestle with is trying to figure out how to support Black retailers who have deals with Target. Because I'm not buying your shit from Target. That being said, I will buy at other places. And one thing that I've begun to do, because I do want to buy more black things, especially in the fashion arena. I have to an extent when it comes to skincare. I've tried a number of products, and the one that I landed on is Ipara. I love that. I love that. It's so good. They have this one serum that I use. I got to get some more because I'm out, but I do love them. But when you get ready to buy something, right? Go down in your mind, have a list of like where you go look first, because I find shit all the time, right? Let's say I find something that I like a lot of who does it? Dior does a lot of, well, not a lot. I got a few tops by Dior that have a sheerness to them. And I was like, oh, I kind of like this, especially in the summertime. It's great. I was like, okay, I might need to get another shirt, something like that. And I'm like, well, you know what, D, before you just run and go get it there, why don't you see what Telfar got? Let's see what they got. And they actually had something. Why don't you look and see what's at Karl Kani? I wonder if they still even like check out Cross Colors. Do a Google search. Look and see. Cause I got one thing about Cross Colors. I got these jogging pants. When I tell y'all, man, I bought these jogging pants when they did this Saved by the Bell pop-up. Them jogging pants don't last me so long. And I love them. I love them. They warm too. So it's good if you like doing like a walk outside of LA in the winter, someplace else in Europe. Oh man. Perfect. But that being said, figure out what it is that you want. And let's say you even put it in your cart, but take that one step and say, let me see if I can find a black person that makes this. And if you can't find a black person that makes it, let me see if I can find just a woman that makes it. Let me see if I can find somebody in some group so you don't have to support the same white dudes that we're supporting that show us no loyalty. Just take that one step, and let's see, if you can find something. You're not going to always be able to find, something made by somebody who would fit in that DEI category, but just give it a try. And that's what I've been trying to do. And it's really been working out. So with that said, look here, Target, I'm going to talk about this probably a little more as we see how this boycott progresses. But in conclusion, we need to start voting with our dollars. Stop giving these white supremacists our money. Stop giving these sexists our money. These wow, you hear somebody cheer. Y'all like that? Exporters of hate our money so they can go out and make the world into their own little fiefdom and acting out their policies of oppression on us. We got to stop doing that. And it starts here. So it's like, we going to keep our money. You find somebody else to help you cozy up to old boy, because we're not going to do it. I love it. And I know there are a lot of people like, man, I don't know if I want to. If you ain't never protested for nothing before, give it a shot. Give it a try. Just say, I'm not going to shop there. That's it. That's all you got to do. You ain't got to do nothing else. You got to not do something. You know how easy it is not to do something? And don't get me wrong. I love me some Target. I hope, because, okay, I'm going to tell you, oh my God. I remember once I got a Target story. Target made some type of underwear. I promise y'all, this is the best underwear ever made. It just lasts forever. It doesn't keep smell. It's something about how they did the material, and they don't make it anymore. So it was on sale and I bought it. But you remember when Target has that sale where they might have something that's supposed to be like $10, $20, whatever the hell, and it's $1 and it's got that little sticker on it. I remember driving around every Target in the D getting these underwear. So glad I did. I can't remember the last time I bought underwear. That's what Target was for. They would have nice price stuff, not like, man, don't CVS be cracking heads. I hope, man, hold up. I hope CVS roll. Man, CVS be expensive. Anyway, I like Target. They have nice vegan stuff. They make these, they have them pies because when Target first started selling food, oh my God, I was in heaven. Like selling real food where they like stocking the fridge. In that Target brand, now I can't f with them. It's over. It's over. Is it a possibility we could take them back? It's possible, but they're gonna have to do a lot. It can't be what you already said. Can't be that. You got to do more. You got to come with some real shit. But I'm getting ahead of myself right now. No, right now I'm just talking about business, legalities, and the court of public opinion. And the opinion is this. You know you don't f up, right? No. You know you don't f up. You said, you said you had diversity, inclusion, and equity goals. That's what you said. You had a REACH program. That's what you said. Now you talking about you conclude. No. You talking about you conclude that. You know you don't fuck up, right? And if you don't know, you go fuck around and find out. With that said, that is all the time that I have today. We'll be back soon. Thank you. Please. They normally tell you to like and subscribe. No, I want you to subscribe and like. Because if you subscribe, then you can like some shit later. But if you like and don't subscribe, you might miss something. So that said, I appreciate you supporting and listening to the court of public opinion. Please, if you can, love one another, be kind, stand for what's right, and fight for some good shit. All right, y'all. Peace.